First, let me thank Swati. Chiranjeevi Singh talked about discipline. Right through the program, I've been trying to discipline her not to speak so much about me or others, but it's difficult. I'm not going to take any long time because we're all waiting to listen to Uma Mahadevan Dasgupta, whom I used to read with great avid interest. And very late I discovered, in the true sense of the word, that she's a public servant. Public servant as it should signify, and we have two other people who are examples of what public servants can be. Incidentally, Deepak mentioned Dr. C.V. Seshadri. By coincidence, there are 3 chemical engineers involved in this function. C.V. Seshadri was also one of our gurus. And I'm so happy, by coincidence or chance, thanks to Amukta, Mrs. C.V. Seshadri is present today with us, which I consider it a blessing. I'm not going to take very long to talk. We have covered Tagore very much. We didn't cover J.M. Kumarappa. That we invite you to read the book. I think if you had to bring us back to today, to me, 2 important dimensions are an integral part of Tagore's life. And also Kumarappa, J.M. Kumarappa, the family, Gandhi, and so on, was compassion and solidarity. I just want to bring back us to compassion and solidarity. Because I think what we are losing, and the previous speakers have been saying, is that we become very angry, loud, shouting, raging society. We don't rage against injustice. We don't show anger against the kind of, I would say, nonsense that we see around. But somehow this is not going into, there are people here in this audience who work to make sure that such anger and rage transform society. I talk about compassion among the 2 important principles that Tagore and those before us have talked about, taught, is because we have to work on compassionate societies. I don't know how, what, there are people here, others here, because that's the only way we can prevent horrific incidents like somebody poisoning a water tank of children. You cannot believe that you read this. I hope government will take some extremely strong measures and give them the maximum punishment possible as a lesson for society. Fortunately, children did not die. And out of what? Out of some hatred for a headmaster who was from some other religion. This is an India we never imagined when we have grown up, but I'm sure all of you also. That compassion must come with solidarity. It's not only social solidarity, but solidarity in terms of preventing crimes, violation of human rights, not only in India but elsewhere. And in that context, I also want to talk of another incident, which I couldn't believe I'm in India. The Bombay High Court recently gave a judgment saying a major political party cannot hold a public demonstration of solidarity with the genocide going on in Gaza. It took me back to Gandhi during the freedom struggle. When the freedom struggle was going on and the British and others were fighting fascism, Nazism, Gandhi said, I'm willing to pause the freedom struggle because our fight against fascism is much more important than our freedom. In this society today, a High Court, well-learned judges, I don't want to commit contempt of court, teach the political party that goes to get permission to hold a demonstration in Bombay that please go and clean your back streets, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan type of talk, and such things. Where is the notion of solidarity that people like Gandhi, Kumarappa, Tagore, all of it built? And as Chiranjeevi Singh sir said, that to be internationalist was as important as being nationalist. So we need to go back to learn, to make sure that our future doesn't collapse in these types of collapse of compassion and collapse of solidarity. And Gaza has been troubling me a lot. I'm sure it has troubled a lot of you. You see the pictures of the children in Gaza. And the irony of irony is people who escaped from fascism today are doing the same thing to a whole generation of people. I wanted to talk about Gaza not because of Gaza actually, but because of this kind of trouble going on between Palestine and Israel. Like Dr. Chiranjeevi Singh said, so much is written. You can go and talk of the 4 volumes of the Sahitya Academy writings. You can pick any volume at any time, in whatever mood you are, open the book and read, and you'll find great things for you personally and for what you should do in society. Can you believe around the 1940s, Tagore was interviewed on the question of Palestine and Israel. 3 pages of that text is there in the book, and I don't want to read it and stand between our chief guest's address, which I'm waiting for. I've put it as a scanned copy text, which will be available on the Earthworm website, which I suggest you go and read. There is this Jewish journalist interviewing Tagore, asking about Palestine and Israel. Amazing means amazing. What he said then is the solution for Palestine and Israel today. You go and read it. I'm not going to talk about it. The reason I say this is because that is the kind of spirit, that is the kind of thinking that made it possible to visualize what peace can be, what reconciliation can be, what kind of inhumanness can be prevented. And since I think we should bring, in remembering Tagore, remembering Kumarappa, remembering that compassion and solidarity must come back to the society, I thought we should also talk in current times about Gaza. I'm going to end by reading a statement made by Dr. Guy Shalev, Executive Director of Physicians for Human Rights. Among the people who sang today were also physicians. And he said in the context of the genocide in Gaza, we must be committed to the truth. The truth lies in the details and the bigger picture, the raw facts and legal analysis. That is why we published a report. They published a very detailed report, which is available on the web. This is from the Haaretz newspaper. That is why we published a detailed report detailing Israel's action in Gaza and analyzing how these actions have led to the destruction of the living conditions necessary for the survival of Palestinians in Gaza. The destruction of the healthcare system, the blocking of medical evacuation, starvation, blockade, the weaponization of humanitarian aid, displacement, destruction of homes and sanitation infrastructure, the spread of communicable diseases, and more are all contributing factors. When examining all these together, we identify a clear pattern that indicates intent. When compassion breaks down, when solidarity breaks down, what is left behind is intent, criminal intent. And we must retrieve our society from such intent, as he talks in Gaza. The systematic nature is the smoking gun. So today, we thought wanted BIC yesterday because yesterday was the death anniversary of Tagore. But it's always nice to have Bengali friends who remind you and tell you what the correct date is. Like his own birthday is not May 7th, but May 8th by the Bengali calendar. So his death is by the Bengali calendar today. So
not
it's
today,
yesterday, but my
Gregorian calendar itself. This year I don't know.
Anyway, our Rabindra Sangeet singers who came and told me that it was today, I felt so happy. Anyway, if it's yesterday or today, it doesn't matter. But we've been waiting to release the book on some day significant to Tagore, partly why it took so late. Yes, it was a labor of love. And much to Deepak Malgan's protests, the Chinese say modesty is a vice. And I want to say it on the public stage to somebody like Deepak Malgan, who is under a court order, gag order, which is why he has to do a written speech. He can't speak extempore, showing his passion and love for the world. this event, this book would not have happened if Deepak had not sent me the scanned copy almost 10 years back of the book from a library in the United States. So I'm very happy even if we're a small group, we are here. And as every speaker said, it is our duty to use the book. And I'm not speaking in a commercial sense of Earthworm Communications. To use the book, take it forward. And we will try as much as possible to get it translated in as many languages we can. We're already discussing with Kannada publishers, Tamil publishers, and other publishers, and we'll do it. But I'm very happy that we were all able to get today on a day like this and reflect on Tagore, who said, death is not the last. We have to live, and even if dying happens, there should be hope in life. Thank you very much.